All right, so today we're going to be going over trading psychology and a few tips and tricks that you can apply today to start helping you, firstly, execute trades better, which is the most difficult part, as well as to discipline yourself. Because at the beginning, it can be pretty discouraging, especially when you're seeing all these different results and you're not achieving the same results. It can be very, very discouraging. So I'm going to go over a few things that you can do to help you out with your trading psychology, which is arguably the most important aspect of trading. It's a you versus you game. So it's solely you versus your own mind. Now, of course, there are tools and resources that you can use to help you, but at the end of the day, you're the one that's going to be pulling the trigger. You're the one that's going to be entering trades. You're the one that's going to be getting stopped out and taking profit. And that is something that will come with time. On the screen here, I have a plan for myself, right? If Bitcoin comes down into my long zone, I'm going to be looking for long positions. And if it comes into my short zone, I'll be looking for short positions. I've also marked out some higher time frame long and short zones that I can also look for positions at. And this is one of the things I'm going to be talking about in this video. All right, so I've created a brief bullet point list of 8 different things that you can do to help master your own mind, which is in essence what trading psychology is. So the first thing is to have an understanding of the markets. Now, a lot of the time when your psychology is off and you're unsure about entering, you're scared to enter here, you keep getting stopped out, it's simply because you don't even have an understanding of the markets, right? If you're playing professional basketball, if you're in the NBA and you don't have an understanding of how the game is played, of course your psychology is going to be off. You're going to be throwing passes out of bounds, bricking threes. You don't have the form down. Your coach is going to get mad at you, and now there's even more pressure on you. In this case, you're your own coach, right? So if you don't have an understanding of the markets, of course your psychology is going to be wrong. So put some time into actually understanding the fundamentals of trading, right? I'm not talking about any indicator here. I'm not talking about any in particular trading strategy. Understand the asset that you are trading, roughly how it moves, and understand what moves the price in and of itself. If you don't understand these basic concepts, then of course your trading psychology is going to be off. So this is kind of like a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised. A lot of people don't have an understanding of the markets at all, and they think that they can jump into trading and start making a ton of money. Well, unfortunately, that's not the case. So number 1, you want to have an understanding of how the markets move. All right, number 2, time in the markets is greater than timing the markets. So what this means is that it's going to take time. It's going to take experience, trial and error, whatever you want to call it. You have to go through those hardships to make it out on the other side. Now, there are certain scenarios where this doesn't apply, right? I'm sure you've all heard of those shit coins in the 2021 bull run. You could have bought any coin and became a millionaire, to be honest, right? A lot of those meme coins literally saw 100, 200, 1,000, 2,000x returns, and those people didn't know what they were doing. They had timed the market perfectly, but you can't count on that, right? Because now it's not in your hands. Now it's in the market's hands. And you never want to be in that position because in the long run, that's not going to work. And I promise you, when the next bull run comes, which it will be good, you're not going to know which meme coins are going to be the ones that pump. It might not even be meme coins. It might be a new narrative. It might be AI coins. I don't even know what it is. So I don't like not having control in the market. I want to be in control in any market condition and know what I'm doing and profit. So that comes with time and experience in the markets, right? If you're losing trades in your first week, you have to understand that's completely normal, right? And that's actually beneficial to you because you'll learn from those mistakes. And then next time you spot a similar setup, you'll know what to do. You'll have a better execution. All right, number 3, have realistic expectations. So this kind of relates back to the previous point, number 2. Right? You need realistic expectations strictly for trading, right? Now, obviously, long-term investments are completely different, and I recommend everyone get into some long-term investments, especially right now, because the next 2 to 3 years, it could pay off very, very well. But if we're talking about strictly trading, you need realistic expectations of what's possible. Now, I believe in our pro Discord, one of our crypto analysts has gone 38-2 with the setups. Right, 38 winning setups and 2 losing setups. And in the VIP as well, we're hitting 85-90% win rate signals. Now that is very, very good. But the chances of you doing that is close to 0, right? Especially when you don't have the time in the markets as most of these guys. So you need realistic expectations when you jump into trading, right? You're not going to be making 100%, 200% of your account each and every month. If you have a small account and you get to double it, cool. But I promise you, once you start getting up there, you're not going to want to risk anymore. And if you do, you're likely going to blow your account. So you need realistic expectations. 10% a month is great, right? 10% a month is great. That's honestly my goal at this point. I want to make 10% of my overall account each and every month. But it's very, very difficult. If you're trying to pass some of these prop firm challenges, some people ask me about prop firms. Guys, these rules are strict, all right? There's a pretty low drawdown, and you have to consistently stay in line with these rules. And it's very, very difficult. Most people cannot do it. I think it's like 0.5% of people actually get their first payout in prop firms. Now, I'm not saying that you can't do it. I believe you can do it, right? If you have the proper education. If someone tries to be a doctor without studying the proper practices, of course he's not going to be a good doctor, and he's most likely going to fail the final and not get his certificate, right? Because he didn't put the time in. So there's no way that he would ever end up being a doctor. So I kind of relate that to trading. I hope that when you're watching these videos, you don't get the wrong expectations, right? I show a lot of results, but on the flip side of that, there are some losses. You're going to get stopped out. No one has a 100% win rate. And if that's something that you want, then you can find another route to take. There's many routes out there besides trading, but those will take a lot longer, take a lot more money up front. And the thing with trading is that if you really sit down and study for 6 to 12 months, you'll be amazed as to how much you can learn. And once you have this skill, you have the skill forever, and you can trade any markets. All right, number 4, trade with money you can afford to lose. Now, a lot of the time, if your psychology is messed up, you're trading with too much money. You're either over leveraging yourself or you're entering with too big of a position size. So when you're starting, you want to trade with money you can afford to lose. I do not recommend trading on demo accounts. And I know that might be weird to some people. Some people say, oh yeah, start with demo for 3-4 months. No, there's no point in doing that because your emotions aren't there. If you're trading with real money, those are real emotions that you're dealing with, right? You can quadruple a demo account. When it comes to live trading and it's your own money, it's going to be a little bit different. So I always recommend trading with real money, but start with something you can afford to lose. All right. If you have $10,000 in the bank, put 100 into a trading account and try to understand the markets, right? Relating back to number 1. And most likely you will lose. So it's good that you're starting with 100 as opposed to all 10K of your bank account, right? Because chances are you're going to lose at least to start. Also, I see a lot of people do this at first, and then when their account is down 50, 60%, now they really want to understand and learn the markets. But the problem is they're down 50 to 60% on a large account, and now they're trying to double down on their losses and win it back, which is never good and usually results in a 100% account blown, and then you're liquidated, and now you have to start from square one again. So if you can avoid those problems altogether by starting with money you can afford to lose, it will highly benefit you. All right, number 5, stick with one trading strategy. Right? So my trading strategy now, I have 2 to 3 main ones, but a lot of the times I'll just combine a bunch because I look at the chart and I see many different things. So I can apply multiple different strategies. But if you're just starting out, stick with one trading strategy. All right, my go-to would be a key horizontal level with a key fib confluence, a swing fail of a key pivot, or the 3 drive strategy. So you're looking for a triple bottom or 3 lows. Stick with one of those to start. And once you get the hang of it, once you start seeing some money, now you can start to combine some, and now you can kind of create your own method of trading, especially if they're on different time frames. You know, you're trading on the 1 hour here, then you see a setup on the 1 minute time frame, you're trying to scalp here. It's just going to be disastrous. So please stick with one strategy to start. All right, number 6, predefine your risk and have a trading plan. So this kind of goes back to the other one. You want to predefine your risk before you enter a trade. So if you have a setup in mind, like I just showed you at the start of this video, I have a few different levels I'm looking at. You want to predefine your risk. So what am I looking for? If I see this, I'm going to execute, and where do I get out, right? Predefine how much you're going to lose. Don't go into a trade thinking, okay, if this wins, I'm going to make $300. Go into it thinking, okay, I'm going to lose $50 on this trade if it doesn't go my way. So you kind of have to change how you think about it. All right, number 7, if you get stopped out, don't look to re-enter. So this is a huge one for me because I see a lot of people, they'll get stopped out on one trade, but their thesis is correct, right? And then they'll try to re-enter. All right, I do not recommend this. If you get stopped out, stop looking at that pair, get away from your charts for a bit and come back the next day and reevaluate. All right, don't try to double down on a loss and try to make it back up. All right, chances are it's not going to work. And I see people doing this a lot of the time. And it can be very easy to try to make back your losses quickly, right? Okay, well, I got stopped out on this. I was a liquidity grab. Let me enter again. If you get stopped out, don't take another trade in that area. All right, wait for price to play out and then look for another setup. All right, number 8, find a mentor. Right? So this doesn't have to be me. This doesn't have to be my trading group. This can be any trading group, number 1, but be very careful of who you get your information from. Or it can be a friend or family member that's trading, right? I have a mutual friend that is going to school, and he told me that his roommate in college is going to be someone that trades options, right? He doesn't drink, he doesn't party. He's solely focused on growing his options account. And I think he made like $2,000 last week or something. That is a mentor. If you find someone like this, try to be friends with them, try to learn from them. And most of the time, they'll bring you into their circle and teach you. Because for the most part, for successful traders that don't have a very large personal brand, they don't have that many people coming up to them asking to learn directly from them. So I think it could be quite flattering and it could be mutually beneficial because your mentor is teaching you, giving him more confidence in his trades because now he has another set of eyes to look at, and it helps benefit you because you can learn from someone that's actually doing it. So find a mentor, and that word is kind of cliche, kind of corny, but it holds true. So if you find a mentor, like I said, we have one-on-one lessons inside of the Discord. We have a pro Discord to help you out. We have a VIP Discord to help you out of people that are really doing it. Probably the easiest route to go if you're just starting. But if you know someone in person that's doing it, that's even better. And that will help you with 1 through 7, right? That'll help you understand the markets. That will help you have realistic expectations. You can see what other people are doing to give you a better idea of what's possible. You'll have a better risk management strategy, and you're learning from people that are actually doing it. So follow these 8 things, and I promise you, your trading psychology will be a lot better than it is right now. Now, you will never fully master trading psychology. You're constantly learning, even me, right? I'm constantly learning new things each day. I'm constantly listening to different people talk about how they trade, what they're looking at, etc. So I can use their knowledge to benefit myself, but it's a never-ending game. And that's what's great about trading because there's never a cap on it. And you're constantly battling your own mind, which is scary, but it's also a very, very beautiful thing. And once you get good at trading and specifically mastering the psychology, this can translate to other aspects of your life. Maybe you want to start a business, maybe you want to get some certain job, whatever it may be, whatever your goals in life are, these are all applicable to any aspect of your life. All right, but that's it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more trading content, and I'll see you guys next video.